Welcome back to Next Gen Agile with Shifali, the podcast where we explore the future of agility, leadership, and transformation, one powerful conversation at a time. I'm your host, Shifali, and today in episode 2, we are diving into something every single Agile practitioner has faced at some point of their career, something that doesn't get talked about enough but absolutely should: resistance to agile in traditional organizations. We are not talking theory today. We are not talking frameworks or textbooks. We are talking real, raw battle stories from the trenches. The moments where the pushback was real, the stakes were high, and the path forward wasn't always clear. And there is no better person to have this conversation with than today's guest. She's totally recognized mentor and agile coach with a rich and rare blend of business analysis, process excellence, and leadership expertise. Over 23 years in the industry, she has walked into some of the most traditional change resistant organizations, and she has come out the other side with stories, scars, and wisdom that I know are going to resonate with many of you who are listening to this podcast today. Known for fostering leadership, mentoring aspiring professionals, and enabling real organizational transformation, she doesn't just talk about change, she makes it happen. Please welcome to Next Gen Agile, Rekha Jain. Hello, Rekha, and welcome to Next Gen Agile with Shifali. I'm so glad that you are here and you accepted the invite to be here on my podcast. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much, Fali, for having me here.
Mhm.
So,
Great.
what a way
So,
to get on a weekend.
exactly. So, I'm glad that we have Rekha today, and the conversation that we will have today, it would be helpful for a lot of listeners, a lot of agile practitioners. And to start with, let me dive into the topic straight away. So, Rekha, this is for you. When you walk into a traditional organization, what are the first three signals that tell you resistance will be a problem?
They surface very clearly for anybody. And the topmost is communication.
Mhm.
Communication is usually top down, it's always downwards. What do I mean by that? Let's start from the Scrum team. The dev lead will say, give this to my team. They will do it. Give this and we will sort out. We'll simply tell them, I'll tell you what to do. Whereas you're supposed to let that person talk, let that person size it, do the thinking part. That's not happening.
Mhm.
So then another thing is you are not getting any innovation, any creativity into the team because that person is now just an extension of that one person. So there's no flavor, right? You get flavor, and that's where the dish looks tasty because then you have a lot of colors and variants added. So that is missing. It's only extension of that one person. So these things really add to it, and because of this, there is lack of accountability. Because now the people who are in the team, they no longer think that I am responsible for it. They are just like, okay, I've got to obey the order, take the orders, fill that in, finish the story, do that coding there and done. So hence the organization is also bereft of these advantages. And
Right. I
hence
think,
Agile plays a very key role here. That's where we
yes,
all come into play.
yes. So I think those points are really on point where people will actually resonate immediately that, oh, okay, these things are also happening at their workplaces. And then they will understand this, that yes, there's a problem. So when I talk about this topic, one thing that comes to my mind is if leadership says we support agile, but their behavior says otherwise, and to be honest, that happens very often with most of us. So in your point of view, according to your experience, what can teams realistically do?
They should go by what the leaders are saying. They're only saying we follow Agile. You should
Mm-hmm.
literally catch hold of that. That's what I started doing with my teams. Because they're saying, but then we all know they're not for various reasons. So there are two things. One, start talking to the team and help them understand that today it is very, very fluid world. They've got to have their own impression established as soon as possible. If they keep following somebody, then there's no influence that they've left for anyone to decide on their future, right? So it's very important that while getting the knowledge, leveraging, they also have to get in slowly but surely their own point, their own thoughts, because that's what Agile is doing. It's giving them that chance, and slowly do that and show it to your leader that this is working. So, see, end of the day, what does Agile mean? They want faster to market, profitability. So if you start showing those things, leaders will slowly open up. For whatever reasons, they have that barricade there, and we have to start working on breaking it. So what can we do? Catch hold of that we are doing. You say, yeah, we are doing. Follow it diligently. Get into it smartly. Show the results. It's like our own elder people at home, right? Girls don't go out, but slowly, gradually, you don't say you don't come in my way. We try to convince them, go and show them I'm safe, I can handle it, build that trust and confidence, and then slowly they'll let you go.
Yeah, yeah. I totally agree with all the points that, yes, I think when we show the value in the work that we are doing, then management is actually onboarded with you, whatever their mindset is. But in the end, I think they also come and join the boat because, as you said, that everybody wants the delivery, right? And everybody is
Right.
concerned about delivery. Great. So, what's one small or low risk change someone can implement tomorrow to reduce resistance in their team?
Start showing up and make use of the cadences, make use of the opportunity that they have. Very simple. And they get that opportunity every 2 weeks. Start talking about it. You have retrospective, you have daily challenge thing. Talk about what you're doing, talk about the blockages. Let
Mhm.
people help you where they can. Get yourself unblocked, help somebody. So
Mhm.
make yourself know that I'm blocked here and I can go and talk to somebody. Make
Yeah.
yourself known. You get that opportunity every day, plus every 2 weeks you have cadences to make use of. So they can
Right.
start there, like take small pieces, because Scrum Masters usually keep talking. Guys, is there anything else you want? What is your thought on it? Ask them to point it out. Make use of those small things gradually. So
Mhm.
maybe they can start, when tech lead says, I know what it is. And then Scrum Master is asking, okay, go, do your pointers, right? Story
Yeah.
pointing. Now you
Mhm.
put some up there. Don't simply follow, look at that person. Then that person will be like, why? Maybe taken aback once might be a shocker. But if you really have points to play and put them up, slowly even that will start changing. That's how teams are evolving across the industry. But one
Thank-
thing, Shafali, very important is
Yeah.
we need these senior people. There's no
Mhm.
way we can do without them. It's so important as we take them on board, help them with their safety net. Ki you are always valued, you are required. Just that we want you to be freed up a bit so you can do your stuff.
Yes. Yes. I think the tips that you have given will really help people understand that how they can convince. It's not even convincing, I would say. It's more about understanding your management and getting at the same level, same understanding, so that you can work together with them and not against them. So, because of course we are all working in that organization, everybody wants their teams to be successful and everything. So I think that mindset is really important, that we don't work against them, rather we work together as a
With
team.
them. So true. I used to do this when I started off, important is your conversations with them, right?
Hmm.
Try to engage at every opportunity you get. They'll dodge you ki, okay, they'll give their gyan. So first you have to stop giving gyan ki, I am agile expert. Your
Hmm.
expert showed in your way. Stop telling them, oh, this is like daily stand up, 15 minutes. Don't do that. Tell them let's time box, etc. Then when
Yeah.
I talk to them, there used to be some practical examples. Ki,
Hmm.
hey, there's a smartphone, right, that you're using. Why? Like, what question is this? Everyone uses, and this is the thing. That's why. I'm like, what? Feature phone is also there. That
Hmm.
also serves the purpose.
Yeah.
Why we're not doing that? Like, who uses it these days? Like, exactly. Why
Yeah.
use feature phone in your daily activities in your team? Why don't you use the smartphone stuff?
Right. Right.
Like, what do you mean? And then the conversation starts.
Yes. Yes. I mean, absolutely right. And I agree with all the tips given your experience. I think, yes, that's true. So now this brings me to another question. How do you handle a senior stakeholder who actually, openly dismisses agile practice in meetings? So what's the tactical move that you will take in such situation?
This reminds me of one example I'd like to share.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was a situation. I was put in as a scrum master, and that was my first tryst with that team. It was like big team, 12, sorry, 14 people. That's another battle to fight. But picture this, 14
Mm-hmm.
people. We are into a planning meeting. That's my first tryst with that team. The director has come in that meeting. This is planning. Okay. Now, now she says, all right, Rekha, we've discussed the stories. Can you just write this for me? I was like, why will I write stories now? Like, write the stories. What do you think? Developers have the time to write stories or what? You're very busy people. Write the stories. The other person did it who was there in your place. I'm like, I don't control anybody, but I have to work with that team every single day. So if this is gone, this is gone. People, we only influence, right? We don't have any other thing beyond this through your knowledge or logic.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, okay, deep within, I know this is anti pattern. I've got to correct that. But I need the acceptance of the team also, right? So I said, okay, let's do this. If I keep scribing for 14 people now, it will take ever. You'll have to be sitting with me for the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. You write what you know today, but this is open question and I'll come back on it. And then with that agreement, we started and then we moved through that planning properly. That happened within those 2 weeks. I went back to I spoke with my leadership to understand what is the concept that we are driving that organization. And my senior said, for sure, scrum masters don't write user stories. I don't propagate that for sure. So convince them, leadership, like, I wrote to everybody that, okay, this is, we don't write stories, we drive it. Had one-on-one with that person, and then I explain things in a way because I understand it's not their mistake.
Yeah.
They're just telling what they've heard or experienced prior to me. Probably somebody wrote it for them and they understood that, yeah, they should be writing it, not entirely their mistake, right?
Hmm.
So I said, it's maybe that's something to do with my predecessors, but let's set things right going forward. I'm
Yeah.
not writing it, Scrum Masters are not writing it. And my job is to really make that 14 into 1x, 2x more better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for and move on. Not like a government job. I sit here all my life. 3 months down the lane, that very person came and said, now I know what you were talking.
Hmm.
I see the difference. And team started talking the language that Rekha will not let us add this mid sprint. Can you talk to her? We need this by this time. That's only, very, very heartening to see that it started helping
Hmm.
them rather
Yeah.
than we are there to help them. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how it started. And the problem with everybody, right? All the 14 were looking at ki abhi kya hoga? What will happen now? Then
Hmm.
the next session I said, okay guys, let's start with something the retro. We said,
Hmm.
a lot of us go to gym, right? What do you do in gym? You're paying the person, the master, whoever the person is, right? The coach. Yeah, you're paying. Do you ask him to do your push-ups on your behalf?
Hmm.
You're paying him, right?
Hmm.
No. Why? Exactly. I'm here to make you better, not to do your work and me being a blocker there. Rather,
Yeah.
I want to make you self-organized. So this is my way of working. I try to help them that long after me also they should be self-sufficient.
Yeah, yeah. I really loved the practical examples that you have given, and people will resonate with their day to day work that they are doing right now in their roles. It could be a
Yeah.
product owner, scrum master, agile coach, because some product owners also have that, misconceptions that, maybe scrum masters will write the stories. That's just an example. But yeah, I think setting up the clear expectations about our roles and responsibilities, that why we are here, that actually sets the starting tone of our role correct. So
Yes.
yeah, I agree to all of your points that you have mentioned. Okay, then another interesting question that comes to my mind now is, we always talk about KPIs, right, in the organization.
Yeah.
So when KPIs or budgeting, governance, these are anti-agile. How do you work with the system without losing the momentum then?
First, we have to understand why we are there. So, what we always profess, we say start with where you are as is,
Hmm.
right? And then it's like your shuhari. First you get into it, understand the play, and then once you master it, then you start tweaking it when you're sufficiently convinced and you know what it is. So first and foremost, let's always keep in mind we are there for the business to thrive. So now we first have to absolutely understand what the goal is, what the strategic goal is, what is the vision, and how can I tie it back to the very level of my team. Lot many times it's a challenge. But if you are able to break that with your conversations with leadership, with product owners, with business analysts and the team, slowly but surely you will see the impact. The moment you are able to establish that and you are able to explain it to your team member that what is the kind of value you are adding,
Hmm.
believe me, it is a stimulus. People are very, very highly motivated that yes, what I am doing is adding value, I am doing meaningful work. So, besides money, you do have a lot of motivators, we all know that. So, yes, first start there, and then when you see results, you drive your conversation with leadership with the results.
Right. Very well explained. And yes, I think in the team, as a team member, when they actually understand that, even, that smallest part, the story or the task that they are working on, to which value they could relate to, and then they
Yes.
understand that yes, okay, we are also working towards the OKRs or the KPIs that we are creating in the end, and then they are, as you mentioned, highly motivated, that yes, whatever work we are doing is
Yes.
also very important. It's not just something that, people or
Just
leadership,
doing.
yes, will not consider important. So amazing points, and thank
And
you
you
for
know how do
sharing.
we drive this, Shifali?
Mhm. Yeah.
We started imbibing these small practices, like those small nuggets. So we started cultivating this habit of people asking their BAs, POs as to whenever a story is given, ask what is the business value?
Hmm. Correct.
Why are we doing this? This serves two purpose. Number one, team member understands how are they adding value. Number two, if the BAPO is not sure about it, they'll start working on it and then come back with better stories.
Right. Yeah, I think it's always about asking better questions. And
Yes.
that is where, our role come in the picture, where Scrum Masters, Agile coaches enable the team members to ask
Yes.
the right questions at the right time with the right audience. Great.
Absolutely.
So, okay, this one is like, I mean, again, many of us will resonate. If you are a scrum master or agile coach or delivery lead, we all know that we do not have any real authority, right? So, how do you influence upwards in that case?
How do I? So many things. I'm like thinking which one should we include?
Okay, maybe
Uh,
starting with top three. Yeah.
I start with I'll talk about the top ones which have been very received very well.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost is working with the team on the deliverable part of it. What do I mean by that? Stay true as close to your commitment as possible. We all know we are doing estimation, but stay true to that. And how can you do that? By doing due diligence in your refinement, paying some attention to what is being explained. If that's not being explained, probably Scrum Masters will stress on the need that for POs to get good stories there. And then you stress on the fact that if you're committing to 10, try to stick to 10 or 9 or, as close as you can. How will it help?
Hmm.
It will help with improving your goodwill, saying that this team is predictable. If this team says we will do this much work in this time, 85% of the time they have delivered. So next time there is a big client or a critical thing to be taken up, leadership always has those reports that we are sharing. They will say, okay, this team is, very consistent on its delivery. This team is predictable. Who would
Hmm.
not like to go to a predictable team for our work? Right? Like normal people, we go for a house renovation. You have very good brand, but you're not sure that 50% of the time they deliver on time. And then you have somebody who's even if taking like 20% more, but if they deliver it, say they have that goodwill, that brand ka, ki okay, these people are known for delivering on time.
Yeah.
Who will we go with? Right? So
Hmm.
this is exactly how these dynamics play. So leadership will also look at it. We will not talk about throughput, my consistency, my velocity. Down the lane, that is all we are doing.
Hmm.
But when it comes to leadership, you tell them, look at it. Team is being able to deliver what it is promising. And
Right.
we keep working in the background that guys be more predictable. Take only what you can. Don't look at your sprint backlog like a dumping yard. Key. We didn't do, we didn't do, it moves on. Don't do that.
Great. I think a lot of people again will get the answer to this question whenever their team members come and ask them that, why we should follow certain metrics, why metrics are important for you. So I think
Yes.
what you explained right now resonates with that this is where the metrics come in picture at a longer run. That's somewhere where we keep on, building the repo of the team. It will help the management to understand, the leadership to understand where exactly the value is being created.
Absolutely.
Great. So, okay, then comes my last question. What's the biggest mistake people make when trying to fight resistance, and how to, deal with them or correct them?
Um, I also learned that it took me a few years to get there. So if
Mm-hmm.
the fight in the first place is not me versus them,
Right.
the fight is always all of us versus the anti-patterns. Now, we have to understand it's not a win over the leadership. Oh, I won. I defied them. It's not that. It is all about taking them along and serving the organization's goal. No. It's like our joint families, right? You don't leave your granny just because she doesn't like you wearing certain outfit. You do love them, right?
Yeah.
And you do need their experience and expertise for sure. Just that you have to figure out ways as to how can you convince them and take them along. So the leaders have been there for a reason in their position. They've not come there for nothing. So the thing is, you have to just talk to them, explain the dynamics that are emerging, fast emerging in the external world, and how it really helps them. The moment you start explaining it to the leader that if your team is delivering more,
Mm.
if your team is innovating, and all of this is something you can bask in the glory, it's your team. When you present out there, you tell them my team has been innovating, my team has been so much more predictable, my team has been delivering, and it is through the roof. They are the first ones to pivot with AI. Wouldn't they want to talk all that success story? They would love to.
Yeah.
So rather
Mm.
than telling, hey, you know what, you got to be you're understanding agile, you got to be trusting us, do it in a piecemeal basis. Give it to them, let them digest one piece at a time. Then they will start slowly giving it out, trusting few people. They will not do that. They've not done it in the past, so it is. I wouldn't say it is like impossible, but it may take time for few. Some more for few. Maybe some are more malleable, so it can be quick for some.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Thank you for sharing those practical tips. And to be honest, I also have learned a lot during this conversation
Glad.
with those practical experiences that you have given, and also some real life connections that you have shared. So thank you so much again, Rekha, for sharing all your experience. And again, thank you to the audience for watching the podcast. I hope you loved our conversation. And if you have any questions for Rekha, please feel free to put in the comments. I will share Rekha's LinkedIn profile. You can connect with her anytime. And yes, if you like the video, please share, like, and subscribe. Next in Agile with Shifali. So, Rekha, maybe one last question. So, how was your experience coming on the podcast?
These were very, very pertinent questions. I hope people benefit from this. And if you want to deep dive into any of the areas, feel free, write in the comment box, and let's take it as it comes, because we've gotten there with some experiences. So you don't have to really do the whole 9 yards. You can
Yeah,
benefit from our experiences and be that smart today. So do leave
great.
it. Thank you for
Again,
having
great.
us, Shefali.
Thank you, Rekha, and thank you everyone for watching.